On to other news for you tonight. Top environmental scientists calling on relevant stakeholders to strengthen the country's resilience as a defense to the growing threat of climate change. Our comments coming just days after Moody'S International Credit Rating Agency released its report showing that the Bahamas is among several nations forecasted to be impacted by a rise in sea levels related to global warming.
So two widely accepted responses to climate change in terms of action is mitigation and adaptation. And when we speak about mitigation, we mean increasing a sink of fossil fuel emissions or decreasing a source. So increasing a sink, for an example, would be to protect our forests, which use carbon dioxide emissions to make oxygen that we breathe. Another avenue of mitigation would be to get energy source, use renewable energy sources such as solar and other renewable energy sources. Doing things like protecting and fortifying our coastlines, so developing or rather constructing seawalls, for example. We can also retrofit our buildings. You hear a lot of talk recently about installing properly rated hurricane impact doors and windows and hurricane clips.
Well, the Moody'S report just released shows that Vietnam, Egypt, and Suriname are among territories likely to be impacted by rising sea levels. What's more alarming is the economic impact the growing threat of climate change poses to countries like the Bahamas, endangering the 4.7% of annual economic output of gross domestic product, given the tourism industry's reliance on coastal sites. Environmental scientist Kelly Armstrong suggests that the Bahamas should explore ways at diversifying its economy.
The report stated that, 40% of our GDP comes from the tourism market. So by doing things, like I mentioned, upscaling existing efforts to diversify and invest more in other areas of the economy, such as the orange economy or the blue economy, we will relieve some of that pressure on the tourism industry.